Good morning, Proton. Yeah, we will be starting shortly. Friday. Good morning, Soul. Good morning, folks. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well on this Friday morning. It's a bit rainy outside today. Let's see what we got here. 1CO had a nice spike. It's at 4. It's been mostly just trending back down ever since then, though. Yeah, in the first 3 minutes it did its big move, and that's it. RBNE and AIFF are the two ones I really want to keep on watch here. UGRO, this one's still holding up. I'll keep this one up as well. Amlin AI gave everything back. Mara, yeah, not really worth keeping that one on watch either. Gone. Well, should I keep feed? I don't think I am. I'm not going to. So ONCO, put on watch because it is the top gainer and it is somewhat holding up. But good morning, everybody. Okay, GVH getting a little bit of a pop of volume here. Top of the hour. Good morning, David. And nothing too crazy here. Even this move yesterday doesn't appear to be off of news. Yeah, Death Spiral stock. Popped up on no news, probably just a dead cat bounce. Australia company. Okay, prospectus back in January. So not super recent. Yeah, AIFF grinded up yesterday, and it ended up holding yesterday after hours. So might consolidate and see another move here today. How did BATL and Turb do? I want to see how they played out. So BATL, very choppy. Lots of grinds up, grinds down. Did Turb stay rolled over? It did not. It actually kind of curled. Okay, interesting. So Turb actually curled back. Let's see. So maybe we'll see some kind of continuation with this then. Very impressive recovery. I wasn't actually expecting that. Yeah, ONCO, recent reverse split, so super low float. They had a prospectus back in December, but that's a bit ago now. It's almost 4 months. So actually not, well, how much was it for? For 29 million shares pre-split. What was the split for? 1 for 5. So that'd be like 6 million shares post-split. That's still a lot. It's still a lot of shares, even post-split. So this float could be higher than it appears. Yeah, I think ONCO is just the one to watch at the moment. RBNE could be a good candidate. Right, this is certainly grinding higher, and it has been since 6 o'clock here. So this one's also one to keep on watch. Might be on backside now, but if this makes another leg higher, could very well be in play. Yeah, and again, we're just seeing these slow grinds up, it looks like. It seems like we're having these grinds up during market hours. Happy Dead Friday. We'll see about that. We'll see. ANNA is moving a little bit with some volume coming in. It's only 10 and 15,000 though, so still pretty light. Looking on the 10-day, this actually had this. Yeah, again, we're just seeing this pattern of where these stocks are grinding up, but they're doing it slower. Because they actually located, or looked kind of good yesterday. Gotta size down and man up. Trade those regular market hours with a bit more conviction. Yeah, I'm afraid to mess with anything market hours, at least from the short side. Long side, I think you should, right? If a lot of these stocks are moving during market hours and after hours, it makes more sense to be engaging long side during those periods, because that's where it seems like they've been resolving more lately. Like, I mean, just to look at some of these, like I'll pull up the IAF. You had a big move here. This one was pre-market, so there was this one. Yeah, so you had two pre-market moves here. You had one during market hour, one during market hour. The biggest one was during market hour. What else? What was it? Oh, no, UNGO. UGRO. This one had its move up during market hours. Both times, actually. There was some here as well. RBNE. Yeah, this one moved up. Looks like the very start of market open, or like the 15 minutes before. Yeah, so 15 minutes before, even like 10 minutes before market open, this had its biggest move. Yeah, it seems like, and I think this would be the edge case, right? But yeah. Am I seeing ONCO? Yes, sir, I am. Yeah, I've been looking at it. Yeah, it popped up very, very briefly, and it's been pulling back ever since. We have a bit of a double bottom here. So we'll see if it ends up getting back up there. Yeah, UGRO past 11. Yeah. You just took a position in it? Good luck, sir. Yeah, I mean, you're getting volume here. Could very well be the next leg. We will see. Check it now. Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. Very nice. Very, very nice breakout. Big volume coming in too. 300,000. Yeah, this is one I don't want to mess with. The potential micro float after the reverse split. Don't really want to mess with that. From the short side anyway. Yeah, in 1 minute it went from 5 to 560. That's crazy momentum. I mean, I guess in terms of this, it's actually not, right? This went from $3 to $7.50 in 3 minutes, so I guess this would actually be closer to crazy. But this is still very good, right? A 60-cent move in 1 minute is still very impressive. Anna's still continuing to grind up on low volume. Okay, it's still well within range though. I think I'm over fixating on Anna. 65K incoming. Yeah. You exited? Good stuff, sir. Locking in that profit on Friday. Yeah, this, to me, because there's no news on this, right? Yeah, there's no live news that causes. This is purely a low float short squeeze play. That's all it is. But I mean, that can be enough. And when a stock has the potential to move this violently, I just don't really want to engage with it. Huge gains, huge gains on my shorts today. God is good. Well, there you go. What were you shorting, like oil or the general market or what? ETH and Bitcoin. Or are they down? I haven't checked on Bitcoin in like 4 or 5 days. Okay, so it's on the downtrend. It's been stabilized really in the 65,000, 70,000 range for like a month. Several months, really. RBNE still curling back. Yeah, at this critical support here from yesterday. Still, this one's shown to be a slower mover. So for it to move from like 228 to 274 on only a couple 100,000. Or no, it didn't even do it on that. Half of this move was only on like 30,000 volume. Started your short at 65K with some fat leverage, since someone I know in the crypto space told me short and aim for 65K. Gotta love that leverage. It works until it doesn't. Good morning, Lawson. Anna's still moving. It's getting a bit more volume now. If about 90% of us day traders lose, shouldn't we try to do something different than what the 90% are doing? Absolutely. I totally agree. In particular, it is not necessarily just the strategy itself, but it's also the environment, right? One big reason why people lose money isn't because their strategy sucks. It's that the market is not a zero-sum environment, right? You're paying commissions, you're paying spread, you're paying slippage. All these things add up over time. So even if you're a break-even trader, which essentially trading without a strategy or an edge, is what it is. People still lose because the system itself is designed to extract tiny bits of value over time. I only high leverage when I have it under good authority. Don't know what to think about that. Waiting for your stupid PC to finish uncorrupting its boot M2's SSD. So great. Wow. Wonder what was corrupt about it. Which website were you on, Lawson? Should I get involved with this? I don't know. This thing's been moving significantly. And it's really just range bound. It's got to move a lot more. No, I shouldn't be messing with it here. It's got to make a bigger move. Yeah, it's still got a ways to move. Your 11-year-old main computer is also starting to act up a bit recently. Yeah, I actually just got my new computer like 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's a brand new computer. I had it custom built. I put, what was it, like a 5090 RTX in it? Very nice GPU I put in. Unfortunately, I initially used a refurbished GPU, and it ended up burning out on me within like 3 days of using it. So I just said screw it and got a new GPU. I learned my lesson. Don't mess with refurbished when it comes to GPUs. Because I got burned. No, I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm trying to get into machine learning with it, so I knew I needed a GPU, and unfortunately, after I got it, because me being inexperienced at the time, I'm like, oh, I'm going to make the next Claude or the next, maybe not like their level, but like a step under. And little did I know, the amount of computing power you need for that kind of stuff is way, way, way higher than I expected. So yeah, I was very naive going into it, but I had my computer for almost 10 years. It needed replaced anyway, so it made sense just to get a new one. I ended up giving my old one to my aunt. Buy PC parts on Marketplace, best place ever. Who did I use? I used a very big brand, but I can't remember their name. Be a terrible spokesperson. Your dial-up computer is a little slow. Dial-up? Oh god. That's quite an old one. M1 Mac is way too slow for LLMs above 8 gigs. Need to upgrade. Yeah, I know nothing about Macs, so I wouldn't know if that's good or bad. But if you can't even handle 8 gigs, yeah. Yeah, there was like, it was like a very popular mainstream brand in America. You just tell it what you want and then they build it. So I went to Claude and I'm like, okay, Claude, we're building this computer for AI training. What do I need in it? And then it just kind of explained to me everything. Like the GPU, the CPU, all that stuff, the fans, motherboard, etc. It's really cool. I got mine. It's a carbon PC too, so it's very cold. Even when it's running, it's very cold to the touch. I recently got gifted almost maxed out in 2019 MacBook Pro. Very nice. Yeah, it's looking like a classic Friday right now. Might be a no trade day. Your PC is straight up dying. I gotta put in new boot drive. I mean, let me be honest, Lawson. I don't really feel like you're missing too much right now. ONCO is probably the only thing moving. And this one is still quite a big hit or miss, because the thing is with a stock that's this underwater, right? You figure it's gone from 14 to 44 cents. What is that? That's like a 95% drawdown or something. The odds that this holds up is essentially zero. It's only a matter of time until they dilute this and it continues the death spiral. But the question is, will it do a massive spike before then? I do not use them, Larry. You made 44 cents on ONCO. Don't like anything. Yeah. RBNE, yeah, it's given back most of the move now. High was up at 3. Funny enough, this is a round where I wanted to get in for a short yesterday. So when we were seeing this breakout yesterday, I was wanting to short it around high 290s. So I was waiting for it to get up to there yesterday, and it didn't. And it got up to there. It actually resolved beautifully today. Yeah, this was right. No, it was just after 7, or just before 7. Yeah, because this would have been a good short. I would have considered a short around here. But this was back at 650s. I wasn't even on the computer yet. You've never used Windows 11 on any of my computers because none of them support it. A little bit of a drop there. Most people seem to simply regurgitate the same old day trading stuff. Glad you are attempting something different in your trading approach. Yeah, that's a lot of why I switched the approach too. Right? Because the whole thesis of shorting is that long bias traders are wrong. Right? And that's very unique when you approach it with the context of small caps. Because, like, with this concept of like the S&P 500 or futures or something, there's always going to be a battle between longs and shorts. Maybe shorts will dominate for a few months, longs will dominate for a few months. But that's like an instrument that is always the same, non-changing. But with a lot of small caps, you're jumping from stock to stock a lot. So the general consensus really is that these stocks all fail eventually, right? If you buy and hold any of these stocks, right? I mean, these stocks like this one went from 14.86 to 44 cents, right? So if you buy this stock and hold for a year, you will probably be underwater, right? There's a very, very high chance of that. Like the stock will probably be below $1 a year from now, just based off of how the stock has performed. And this is a very similar theme to a lot of these stocks. These are generally not good companies. Why they do spike is because, right, in this instance, this is one that maybe was shorted too hard and there hasn't been a shelf registration recently, and there was a reverse split, so it is a micro float under $1 million. So that does create some of those overreaching moments, right? The reason shorts get squeezed is because they were loading into something that they all thought was bad and probably was bad. There was a reason that this stock was probably overshorted, if that makes sense. Let's see, NAMI. This one's getting a little bit of volume here. It's been getting volume since 7:15. This does actually have news, interesting enough. $79 million shares, though. It's curled up recently. LTRN. Yeah. Announces FDA clearance, plan phase 1. Okay. All right, we'll see what it does here. I do have orders out for this. No recent prospectus, so this does have some breathing room in terms of dilution pressure. So that's good for it, at least. Yeah, you have some resistance around 270 on the daily. That's basically where it tops. Yeah, you've got a bit of a channel. How do you do shorts? Because I see shares available, yet it says not available for cash account. Yeah, you need a margin account to short. You can't short, yeah, Tristan said it there. Yeah, you cannot short in a cash account. That's why you see I have 3 day trades. It's because I am using a margin account. You see some stocks have gone from $1,000 to $2 in the past 2 years too. Yeah. I mean, that's reverse splits, but yeah. Okay, we might actually get another leg. Let's see if we get some good volume. We need good volume on this breakout. Give it like 100,000, and we might see an actual leg. Yeah, really trying to break through at this 250s. 256, there seems to be a seller. Don't know how big it is. You're mostly looking at the level 2 right now. Yeah, it might have been a hidden seller because it kept hitting 256, but the level 2 was not showing a big order, so it might have been a hidden order. Possible hidden seller 256. Very consistent volume flow. I always get suspicious when I see this consistent volume because it almost reads to me like it's being intentionally priced in this range. Yeah, short selling on is so overcrowded at the moment for initial pops. Yeah, I agree. It's very, very tempting too. I'll be honest. With all these days I'm not taking trades, it's so tempting to want to take a trade on some of these, like taking a starter here and starting my shorts earlier and just accepting that I would probably do lower size and I would add in. So like, for example, I'm doing 1-2-1, so I was doing 8, 16, 8. Maybe I would do like 4, so like half size. So it'd be like 4, 8, 16, 8. And I would be taking a starter here, for example. Because it feels like I would have been getting paid out significantly, and maybe if we saw the market start to heat up more where it was getting these 50%, 100% moves, then I would stop doing that 4 share short here or something like that. I would want to back test before I try it, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we get a lot of these that just pop up and they immediately roll over. And it might, like, I'm sure it's definitely some shorts jumping in, but I also think it's just longs immediately bailing out, right? Longs also recognize that nothing's holding up. So if it pops up 50% in the first minute, they're just going to immediately jump out, right? Because they're not expecting a follow-up. So I wouldn't entirely blame shorts for this. I think it's a mix of both. Very aggressive shorts and unconfident longs. Holding up. I still want to see how 256 does if we retest it. Okay. A little bit of a push there. All right. Are we actually going to see a continuation? So 256 is where I saw that big hidden order, or what looked like a big hidden order. Where did we push up to? We went to 254, so we went 2 cents under that. Still, I like to see high volume on green. I like to see that. Okay, we tapped 256. I think if 256 breaks and we don't immediately flush back below it, I think we rip. The fact that we went up and tapped it, and now we're starting to come back, it needs to break this 256 and then just go. And then I would be confident. ONCO is also curling, so that might create some competition here. Yeah, anyone watching or looking, ONCO is also moving. Yeah, I mean, that's like a 70-cent move. You're in the trenches? Welcome. Welcome to the trench. Yeah. So I saw the hidden seller here. It went up and touched it, and then immediately flushed from that. Yeah, but it did rebound 10 cents here. We'll see. This reads to me like there's definitely someone trying to keep the price below 256. And that is right at daily resistance too. The start of daily resistance. You got the pop on ONCO? Good luck, sir. Yeah, LTRN got a little bit of a breakout again. Back up to 250. We'll touched at it. Love your streams, buddy. Never stop this. Makes me feel less alone in this trading universe. Well, I appreciate it, man. I just wish I could be engaging more. I really want to participate more. If we continue to have this slow market where I'm just not able to engage with this strategy, I'm going to have to adapt it. Right, I created an environment for a cold and hot market, but this market has just been so unbelievably cold to where even my cold market strategy isn't firing. Right, like what was it? Like 11 trades in a month? Like that's super, super low frequency. You're up 0.46R. There you go. Yeah, this might curl. Watch for 256, because that was the area where it looked like there was a seller here. It broke down when it tested it here. And we're getting close to it again. So if 256 breaks and holds above it, I still think we rip if it breaks and holds above. It's been Chop City right now, though. Also worth noting is that we did have a lower low, technically, by 2 cents here. If this makes a lower low again, and we can't even break 250, then perhaps that could signal that this is getting laddered down. Possible reversal candle here. See how this candle closes out in the minute. Yeah, it's a pretty nasty candle, making a 1 minute high then flushing on high volume. However, it didn't really go down that much. So even though this looks bearish, it could have been worse. Hate this stupid PC. I have literally 0.5R trades for the last 6 out of 10 trading days. 2 0.2R losing days and 1.5R day. There you go. DC TX pop no news. Retrace the move. Yeah, I think this is a foreign company. Just looking at the ticker. Oh, New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's news and there's just a random pop. Note the volume is essentially 0 here. So on 1800 volume, you got a pop from 118 to 140. So near 0 volume, and yet you had this strange pop. Yeah, New Jersey headquarters, yeah. Yep. You're in a massive trade right now. It's called the command prompt. Usually get 4 to 10 trades on a ticker in a hot environment. Yeah, I'm not even getting fires on any of these. And I mean, I understand I'm being very conservative, and that is partially because of my day trade restrictions. I recognize that. But even so, this... And I'm like constantly in my head trying to reevaluate, is this something that is me being too conservative, or is this just the reality of my strategy? Okay. All right, well, we broke through 50. Let's see what happens if we get to 56. All right, we're 54. 55. All right, we hit 56. We went straight through it. Do we hold above it, or do we immediately reverse and flush? Okay, 156 got reclaimed. Yeah, I don't like that we immediately fell back below 156. Yeah, I don't really like that. Yeah, I think there was a hidden seller here. I mean, maybe it'll recover, but seeing it push through and then immediately reject, I think someone laddered this up to get it to look like it was breaking out. And it broke on low volume too. I think that's worth recognizing. It went through 256 on very low volume, which realistically shouldn't have happened. Well, we'll see. Yeah, the only thing keeping LTRN in play is the fact that you're in an uptrend, but I really hate that this did not hold 256. And it immediately failed. Like, it was very obvious that it immediately failed. And AMI looks like it's rolling over. GCTK curling back up. Still no news on this. So this was just acting really weird on the volume. Only 1 million shares. Yeah, this one just looks so suspicious. NCO still holding well. LTRN basically on its back leg. It needs to hold this to stay bullish. Pre-market run plus late day breakout or superior EV situations. I could see it. There is some logic flowing there. Hmm. Man, we're already almost at the top of the hour. That's crazy. It really feels like nothing has happened here. Sleepy, huh? Status quo being small caps fade make some longs and unexpected breakouts just incredibly powerful. Yeah. The other side of the coin is often you have to sit out and wait because there are no long opportunities. Yeah. That's certainly the theme, it feels like. ONCO is real jumpy. Yeah, it's a micro float. So ONCO is going to be just very volatile in general. Like this could drop or surge over $2 a share even. And I quite frankly wouldn't be surprised. Well, I would be, but like I would have half expected it. Because it's already shown it can do it here. And this is just a stock that's very, very volatile given its micro float. Honestly, the way it's acted here has actually been somewhat stable. LTRN has grinded back down. I'm still watching it. I got those orders out for it if it does want to end up returning back. GCTK. Looks like it's surging back out. Very nice volume. Yeah, there's like no news on this. It's so weird. Is this just a stock that's oversold, maybe? Yeah, very bizarre mover for this one. Yeah, I don't see any news for this today. As far as I can tell, this is breaking out for no reason. So you had this move up on super light volume, surge up, and now it's dumping on way, way higher volume. Possible distribution. It looks like a rug pull to me. Yeah, massive, massive volume on the sell-off. I mean, it didn't get back the whole move. Okay, you are. Oh, wow. Okay. This is one that's curled up recently. Hmm. Yeah, holding up at around 20%. And maybe just immediately rolling over. I mean, that was a pretty big surge up, even by the daily standards. But we'll see. Good volume. What was the news? Announces oversubscribed $150 million private placement. Okay, so it's a private placement. And we'll see how much the bounce gives. Wonder who is stupid enough to log into something, do an initial candle like that, because they need dumb people to dump into, no? Yeah. I mean, it's mostly algos, right? Like that's what's causing the spike. I'm gonna go full size day trading my Nokia flip phone. Trading on your Nokia flip phone. Yeah, good luck with that. Well, no, you can just do it with yourself, right? If there's no volume in all of this. So if you're an algorithm and you see that there's news that come out, you can have your algorithms intentionally move their ask price up so there's no actual orders here. I mean, it makes sense, really. Yeah, just rolling over immediately. This is horrible, man. Can't even hold 20%. Hmm. I mean, it was a beautiful initial spike, right? $5 straight to 7. Christmas tree. I don't know. Like, maybe I need to go back to the drawing board with Claude. See what we can come up with. I'm not saying I should give up on my current strategy, but rather it might need refined. If the market's just going to be this bad to where something that pops immediately fails, I don't even know. LTRN. Dude, I think I actually got this right. So, I mean, we'll see, but I think, so here's what I think happened with LTRN. So there was a hidden seller here at 256. I was noticing price kept coming up to that. There was a very small looking order, but it was tanking everything. Price dipped down, came back up, tapped 256, and then a huge sell order came through. Right, we grind back up. We suddenly surged through 256 on extremely light volume, and then immediately flush back down, and we've been selling off significantly ever since. Like, I think there was somebody here who was selling. They moved their order temporarily to let the buyers come in, and then they hammered them. I think that's what happened. And now they've been just slowly distributing. Evolve or die, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, this looks pretty horrible, right? Like, need to frame that with a big poster on it. Yeah. I feel like that'd be a little bit too dark and pessimistic for some people, though. Man, anybody who's just long on this has been getting slaughtered. It's horrible. This thing was up like 40% or 50% in the first minute and just gave the entire thing back. There's a bunch of people complaining on Twitter every day how they can't make money shorting small cap stocks anymore. It's such a soap opera. This is horrible. Oh my god. This thing was literally up 50% 10 minutes ago. Yeah, the daily looks bullish, certainly, but the 3-year looks bearish. Right? This looks bearish, like a relief rally. No, yeah, I checked on the daily and the yearly before putting my orders out for this thing. Looking more like a rug pull now. Guys, I don't think it's curling. I don't think we're going back to high, guys. I don't think we're going back. Nice recovery after the break of 4, to be honest, but still. Yeah, so you could have gotten a dead cat bounce there. We haven't had a 1-minute high for any of this. You had a lower low, or a higher low, but that's it. ARTL. Getting some volume here. No news. Dang, 300,000 on that last candle. Possible relief rally from this. Sell-off. Let's see. Insufficient shares. All right. So I would be short at 510. Okay, so I would be short right now if there were shares to short. My order would have been at 510. Neither Weeble nor Thinkorswim had shares, though. I would have added at 544, so I would have added. All right. See, I would have been, it might have been getting squeezed. We'll see. My average would be about 5. What would that be? Like 528s, somewhere around there. Final ad would be at 570. Yeah, I mean, I would have been in full size right now. Average would be about 550. But man, this thing went straight up on no news. Yep, definitely Ross. So I would have an average of 550 right now. I'd be in full size. But honestly, might just be getting squeezed out. One nice thing, too, about having no shares available is that when there's no shares available, it likely means that either the float's low or there's not a lot of, or that a lot of people are short, which means that the squeeze could be harder. So by me not being able to locate shares, it's actually a protective measure in a lot of ways. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, very, very impressive move though. What did this go up? This was like a 90% move in 5 minutes. Honestly, very impressive. Yeah. Definitely gonna see if Ross was involved with this one. That's a huge amount of volume. Just to go straight up 90%. And like, again, the craziest thing is like, this is no news, at least from what I can tell. I could at least respect this if there was something behind it, but for it just to randomly surge up 90% is crazy to me. And I guess, actually, no, it's over, yeah, it's over 100% now. $650. It's recovered most of its drawdown from its sell-off period. Now this is where a short seller would want to be getting in. Or at least taking a starter, maybe. Four out of 5 pillars. Yeah, but like in this kind of market, when there's no news, like, realistically, this should at least have gone up slower. This probably would have hit max loss for me, because if my average was 550, I would have probably been out around like 620 or 610. So this would have been a max loss if I did get in it. I'm just looking at how it's recovering on the daily, and it's almost recovered the entire thing on the daily. Looks like a registration withdrawal. Hmm. Yeah, right here. Yeah, filing registration withdrawal request. They filed it today. They did it at 8 o'clock. Yep, that's why this is up. It's not being... Yeah, they just now reported it. Okay, yeah, so... for whatever reason, Bazinga just took a while to report it. But yeah, a registration request. Yeah, let's see how this looks on the 10-minute, guys. We'll do the 15-minute. Ah, yes. Nice. I keep putting in orders on ARTL and not failing any. Hmm. On the bright side, this should create a lot of momentum for anything else that wants to pop. Yeah, this thing might actually run pretty hard then. I mean, it's already run. What is it? It's up 150%. So, extremely impressive movement. Yeah, I feel like this is just a short squeeze now. Them submitting that withdrawal request combined with the already super low float. Yeah, this thing is just getting hammered. I feel like this is just a short squeeze play now. Yeah, there's no question Ross, somewhere in here, Ross engaged. Right? There's no question, surely. That's the frustrating thing, though, is when Bazinga or these other companies don't report on time, right? Because this news came out at 8, right? It came out over here. This wasn't reported on Thinkorswim until 8:20, almost 20 minutes, well, exactly 20 minutes after the news came out. And in terms of whenever it started moving, like this started actually gaining traction at 8:11. So people figured it out at 8:11. And so for the next 10 minutes, this just spiked straight up. And interesting enough, look at whenever the news came out. The news finally came out to the public when the price was already up at the high. It actually came out at the high. Very interesting. So people actually only found out about this if they didn't Google it or like look it up on the SEC website. They didn't find out about it until the actual high candle. Very interesting. Okay, so you saw it at 8:02. I mean, it could just be a Thinkorswim or Bazinga thing, though, right? I'm not like really sure if that's enough to really claim anything. It is certainly interesting, though, that the stock that had this sudden surge up didn't have the news match up on at least Thinkorswim. I'd be curious to see if that's what it's like on other brokers. Like you showed Moomoo, which I appreciate. I'm curious if other brokers also had something similar. And I'm not even calling it front running, right? Because it did come out publicly on the SEC website at 8 o'clock. So if you saw this moving and you went to the SEC website, you would have seen that there was news. For whatever reason, it just wasn't reported by Bazinga. I don't look at the 10 seconds. I don't think you can. I don't think you can do that on Thinkorswim. Yeah, no. You can only go to a minute on Thinkorswim. Yeah, we experimented with using Weeble for the 10-second chart. But the problem is the volume gets kind of messed up at 8 o'clock with it. So, yeah. I decided just to use Thinkorswim for the charting. 1 minute's not quite as ideal for me, but gotta work with what you have. Yeah, I don't even like the 10-second chart. I've looked at the 15. I think the 15's a little better. 30 seconds a little better. I personally think somewhere between the 30-second chart and the 1 minute chart is ideal for me. If you're on the 10-second, for example, at that point you are actually scalping, which there's nothing wrong with that. Just that I'm not at the level, especially with my strategy. I'm not scalping, right? If you've seen my new strategy, when it fires, you know I'm not scalping, right? It's typically a longer hold. Okay. Possible another leg here. Very powerful. Up over 170%. Incredible. 9/11, guys. High of 9/11. Liquidation move. I would agree with you, but the problem is the float's so low. Who's liquidating? All right, that's one of the cool things too about micro float stocks is that liquidation isn't as relevant. But I mean, we'll see, right? This could be just even if someone had 100,000 shares, maybe they're doing this pump. Well, no, but like look at the volume flow in this. This volume flow is massive. This genuinely looks just like momentum to me. I mean, maybe it'll roll over here. Like this could be the top. There could just not be enough momentum left. I don't really feel like this is a liquidation move. There's not enough volume, or the volume's too high relative to the float. And also, it's very expensive too, right? 1 million shares is already full float rotation. But on top of that, you're talking about full float rotation on a stock that's over $9 a share. That's actually like very impressive. That's where discretion comes into play for me. I would have lost money on that last break because I know how these work lately. I don't take it. What happened to VSA? I haven't been looking VSA. Ooh, yeah, VSA died. Oh my. Sorry to jump away from ERTL for just a moment, but look at this bloodshed. I'm guessing secondary offering or something? No? I'm not seeing anything reported. Looks like a secondary offering. Well, whoever voted yes, whoever voted yay on ARTL, okay, now that's a flush. But yeah, 915 over 911. Yep, the yays won. And I don't think I didn't see you guys voting yay after it made the move. Don't think I didn't see that. Hmm. Yeah. Let me look at VSA again. Yeah, 1 million volume. Yeah, let me look on the SEC website. No, there's no filings. There was no registration filing. There's actually nothing that happened to explain this. No, there's no offering. There was just a random 1 million dump for no reason. And then it fully recovered it. Yeah, no, there's no offering. What the heck? I mean, it makes sense there's no offering, right? It recovered. But just... What on earth? What is this? What kind of Looney Tune market? You just see this thing grind up for hours during market open. And like 1 minute, 1 million volume comes through in a flush. And then it recovers the whole dang thing. I don't even, like, 160 to 80 cents back to 190 in 5 minutes. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know what to make of that. That's lunacy. Yeah. Can't short it on either broker either. Yeah. No fade on ARTL yet. Whoa. There's a 200,000 share buy order at 184? No, 180, 187, 200,000 share buy order. That's, I mean, that's not more than the total volume per minute, I suppose. That's still quite a big order, though. Okay, and it just kind of smashed through it. All right. Dude, I don't even know what to make of this. This, I mean, this feels borderline manipulation. Yep. Yep, Chinese company. You know, why was I not surprised? Or why was I surprised, rather? For some reason, I just didn't consider that this could have been a Chinese company. It all makes sense now. I don't even know what to say. What is there to say? I mean... 70-cent stock to 70 bucks end of day. I mean, at this rate, maybe we'll go to 700. Who knows? I mean, we went from 80 cents to $2.30 in 5 minutes. Algo dumping to get liquidity and better prices. I mean, I would even say it's an algo dump, but look how much volume went through on the dump. 1 million shares of volume on this drop. I wish I could have saw where that volume went in at. Did the volume come in up here at the top, or did it come in at the bottom? Because if you spent, like, let's say you spent 100,000 volume to drop this from 165 to 110, maybe algorithms would pick it up and they would see such a massive outflow and they would just start panic selling. No, it's definitely not retail. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's definitely algos or something of that nature. No, we definitely agree. It's not retail that's drove this price. I mean, hey, at least we got two very flashy moves today, ARTL and VSA. Neither of which I was able to short. I would have shorted VSA at 231, by the way. I think it was 231. So I would be short. Yeah, 231 is where I would have shorted here. So I would be short at 231. Which, I mean, in hindsight, looks like it might have been a good move. Yeah, but if they dumped this to grab liquidity, this could actually make a massive move too. Thoughts on SLND? I could check it out. Yeah, so had earnings yesterday. Dropped significantly. On the yearly, it seems like it's just been kind of bleeding, right? 470, it went down to 65 cents. This one's been really struggling. Had a bit of a surge, I guess, anticipating earnings, and it just didn't perform. Because, I mean, now we went back below $1 briefly. Yeah, I mean, it's mostly an earnings play. This seems like a stock that historically isn't performing well. Yeah, not a lot of volume coming in on it either. It's holding up at this area pretty well. All right, 15 minutes till the top of the hour here. The RTL could be curling up. Yeah, LRTN has basically died down. ONCO been grinding down slightly. Not a big jump off a cliff, though. It's been a fairly stable downtrend. DCTK also surprisingly holding up well. This did have news at 8. Okay, that explains the peak there. You're thinking that even with earnings, they will run back up to at least close price of 160. I mean, maybe. I don't know enough about what was expected for earnings, like what the pricing was, what people were expecting. Because that's really important for pricing and earnings. I think that's it for the day. I think it might be too. At least for pre-market. Yeah, VSA looking like it might be a winner. I mean, I had an excellent entry in hindsight, 231. But I'm kind of concerned that this thing isn't pulling back harder. ARTL mostly stabilized here. It's certainly well back within the short squeeze play. This one might be one to watch going into market open. Okay, new high. We can do a final check-in here, see how people have done for the day. Green 0.5 aren't happy about it with this garbage. Yeah. Guess we had one cool looking stock to finish off the day. $22% on an $1,100 account. Geez, that's quite the gain. Well, good stuff, sir. Subbed and like, thank you. I appreciate it, sir. Have a good weekend, man. We'll be back at it again bright and early on Monday, assuming I actually show up. If you say I would still be in green right now, but I'd be starting to get nervous. Only got about a 25-cent gap between my entry. Yeah, flip-flop. So VSA did this weird dump into recovery. ARTL went to the moon. Went from $3 up to $9. So, yeah, 300% move from this move, which is incredible. I mean, is that right? Like, I'm seeing, wait. No. I mean, this is yeah. This should be a 300% move. Why is it only showing 160? Now, even from the close of yesterday, I mean, maybe it's from like here. It might be looking at it from the 4p or the 8 p.m. close. Still, I mean, from this move here, it's a 300% move. Mostly waiting for top of the hour now. Yeah, it made a squeeze recently. And this is, and to be fair too, this is what I was afraid of with BATL yesterday. Right, you look at the daily chart on ARTL here, and this is one where you had it pop up and it sold off extremely hard, right? From $9 all the way back down to $3. And similar story with BATL from yesterday, and it actually did end up selling off. But yesterday, BATL was in a similar story where it popped up and it sold off, and it was super oversold. And my worry was that if I were to be shorting it like, say, $6 or $7 or whatever, would this just end up recovering all of this, right? Would this go up to like 15, 20? I mean, I know that's quite a jump, but I mean, ARTL did it. right? ARTL made the jump from 3 all the way back to 9. So it's fully closed this entire drawdown. And that's really what I was afraid of yesterday with BATL. So this is kind of what I was like in my head thinking was worst case scenario. 950 was the previous top. Yeah, it's basically back at the high. He moves to the top of the hour. ARTL was on my W list, punched it at 739 or 379, but missed the fill. Yeah, that would have been super, super early. I mean, that would have been literally the first minute of this pop. And it was even this was super low volume. This was only 47,000. Yeah, so this was an instance where the news came out and was out for over 10 minutes, but nobody realized it because it wasn't being reported. So this was definitely an information gap. And it's very interesting that such a critical piece of information was not reported for almost 20 minutes after it came out, which is very, very interesting. Cosm did something similar with VSA did. They had a reverse split on 12, 16, 22, but they messed up the CUSIP number. It dumped from 6 to 23 cents, and by end of day, it hit $23. Yeah, I remember that. So I wanted to buy it when I saw the sudden drop. This was years ago, but on Thinkorswim it wasn't buyable. You couldn't buy Cosm on Thinkorswim when it did that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, NASCAR. I remember that. That was a very crazy move. I'm sure there were some brokers that let you trade it. I mean, the price was moving, so of course. All right, but we're at the top of the hour here. See if we get anything to salvage this week. I'm not expecting anything. OSRH moving. It's a penny stock though. Mm-hmm. LBGJ. This one looks like it's popping. No news on it. Huge sell-off on it though. Yeah, this thing's very beaten up. Chinese stock. Yes, they did a 1-for-100 reverse split a few days ago. Hey, you have a good day, Silent. Yeah, this could just pop because of the low volume. Low share count, I mean. Yeah, 13,000 share buyer at 120. Think you're gonna call here too? No edge for you. Yeah, you have a good one, Tristan. Let's see, is this even shortable? It might not be. Yeah. Chinese stock, super low float. Not shortable on either broker. Can't say I'm surprised. This is kind of similar to VSA, right? Because both of these were Chinese stocks that micro floats that pumped. No news. Yeah, there's massive sell orders on this. Multiple 10,000 share blocks on the sell side. All the way from 145 to 150. Multiple 10,000 share orders. Certainly not the 187,000 shares outstanding that it says it is. Hmm. You have a good day, David. Yeah, I might be wrapping it up here too soon. I'm not seeing anything else coming up. I can't even trade LBGJ, but even if I could, I don't really know if I would want to. Chinese stock, very, very oversold. Looks like a manipulation. Not really sure I would even want to mess with this. Man, this one just really popped up and timbered. SYNX. I mean, this could be something. No news on it. Oh no, news just came out. Okay. Receives 1.1 million purchase order. That could pop it up. This has popped recently up to around 80s, 190s. There's a similar looking catalyst that came out in March 12th. I don't know if it's the same order. Well, this one says 1 million, this one says 1.1, so I assume it's something different. See what this one does here. Six million shares, so it's a little bit of a larger float. Really stock. Okay, 75,000 came through, but it looks like it might have pushed it down. Just got in. Why didn't you trade ARTL today? I was not able to get locates for it. I did try, but I wasn't able to get locates. Also, I'm kind of lucky that I didn't, considering what it did, because it would have been a max loss for me. So, in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't get in. I might have treated it different, though, if I had seen the headline, because at the time, the headline, at least on Thinkorswim, didn't come out for the first 20 minutes. So I thought it was doing that spike on nothing. Yeah, very, very powerful move, though. Yeah, I'll give SYNX a few more minutes, but I've basically given up on it. It's got to basically make the move in the next minute. Otherwise, I'm probably going to rule it off. There is a 10,000 share buy order at 110. But that can be easily overpowered. Yeah, this looks like it could be curling up, but I mean, I'm just basically out of time, so I can't really stick around. Yeah, I think with that, I'm going to call it here. Very interesting how this one's holding up, and maybe it'll make a continuation higher, but I got to head out here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Unfortunately, no trades again, but that's just how it is. The two stocks, well, really only ARTL was really the only one that actually moved today. Yeah, this one just kind of went straight up. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I'll be back Monday. You guys have a good weekend.